Tia and Tamera might look the same, but they are very different indeed. Let's go for relationships for an example. Tia Mowry married Corey Hardrick, a black man, and Tamera Mowry married Adam Housley, somebody white. Okay, that's not all so bad, right? Well, the difference is Adam Housley is just not white. He's like extremely conservative white. And to be honest, most people who marry blacks in the entertainment industry are typically liberal, not Adam Housley. And he is a MAGA supporter for sure. Some of the things that he said in the past has really rubbed black people the wrong way. Let's talk about it. Tariq Nasheed posted September 19, 2018. Not only did Adam Housley deny that George Zimmerman's attack on Trayvon Martin was racial, which we now know Zimmerman is a blatant anti-black racist, Housley implied that the real racists were the black people who opposed Zimmerman in the aftermath for personal gain. So let's go back and look at the actual tweet. On July 14, 2013, Adam Housley says, "Martin attorney, for Trayvon Martin to rest in peace, we must all be peaceful." Then this person, Indy Hill, goes, "Adam Housley, you don't think race even played a small part? I'm curious." He says, "Not in the fight killing tragedy, in the aftermath due to people using this for their own gain."
Stop the cap.
It got so bad that people were attacking Adam Housley left, right, and center. Remember, he used to be on Fox News. And Tamera Mowry had no choice but to address it.
Like, there are some people who think that my husband is racist because he worked for a certain channel. I'm gonna look in that camera right there and let everybody know my husband is not a racist. Boom.
Then a few days ago, he made this tweet. "As a kid who grew up in neighborhood grocery stores since I was 5, I can't tell you how many times I saw people come in and buy crap food for their kids with food stamps, then open the wallet and use cash for liquor, beer, wine, and cigarettes. Then there were those who would repeatedly buy a lemon or a lime, get the change, walk out the door, then throw them away and do it again until they had enough change to buy cigarettes or alcohol. As a kid, it pissed me off because there are some people who could really use the help, and then there are these others working the system." The problem with this comment, Mr. Housley, is that, well, you can't get change with food stamps. And of course, he got called out and he was looking very, very stupid. And almost everybody on TikTok that heard about the story made some level of a clapback. And you had many people even begging Tamera to leave Adam Housley.
Tamera Mowry posted a picture today on Instagram and she captioned it, "I love my family." And I just want to say, what I see in Tamera is that she has low self-esteem and that she's always had low self-esteem. And I just want to share some stuff to try and encourage her and to let her know we have to be real. You know that your husband is full of hatred against people of color, and you've always known that. And so let's talk about it. So her husband, Adam, is full of hatred. Anyone that hates people of color or do not like people because of the color of their skin is full of hatred. Anyone that supports people that hate black people is full of hatred. And because of that, that lets you know that he does not love himself and he does not love his wife, whose mother is black, right?
But then it gets worse. And the reason why it's worse is because that lady believed that, you know what? You're not racist, Tamera. It's only your husband, and you are somewhat under some kind of bind or spell. You know, your life would be so much better if you would just get away from him. Then, you would be okay. Because your husband's a racist, but thank God you're not. Well, there's an old trainer from Tamera Mowry who's making some rounds on social media, and what she has to say is very shocking.
Wow, look at what just happened. You know, there's a saying that God will always put you back together in front of the people that try to break you. Well, Miss Tamera, are you going to admit that you do agree with your husband? I was your trainer for 3.5 years, honey, and I do have receipts, and I didn't ever think that I would have to come out with them because I gave it to God. But you know what? God somehow always brings it back. This year is the number 9, the year of truth, the finale. Should I come out with my receipts, guys? Do you think she's gonna deny it? I hope she doesn't.
But that wasn't it. The lady who was the ex-trainer, and her name is Mob Daughter, she came back with a vengeance again.
I was Tamera's trainer for like 3.5 years. And, I started working with her when we were in Los Angeles, and I would even go to the talk show. I would go out of my way, drive all the way from Malibu, just to take care of her. I fixed a lot of her spine issues. But here's the long story short. Yes, there is a lot I could expose. There's a lot I could share. But at the end of the day, I gave it to God and I walked away from her. But I'm just going to let you know this. And I don't have to show you receipts. I'm letting you know she agrees with everything with Adam. And she is not who she shows herself being. I mean, I wish she could just be honest about it. Okay? That's it. That's all I can tell you.
Now, under the caption of this video, she says this: I wanted to come out with receipts, but I prayed on it. Had a beautiful meditation today with my group, and I've given it to God for many years. I am writing a book, and I do have a podcast coming out. And no, I'm not trying to advertise myself. And if you think I'm doing this for clout, that's okay too. I've been hurt from the very beginning of my life, and these people will never break me. But there's so much about the entertainment world that you guys don't know. And we are trainers, handlers, psychologists, spiritual coaches. Basically, we have to work on our hands and knees for these people. They have us signing contracts or basically giving them our blood. But I was just excited to see finally some justice of being served this year. And don't worry, guys, I promise I will share more, but I'm doing it with dignity. Hashtag Tamera Mowry, hashtag Adam Housley, hashtag faith. So this shouldn't come off as a shock, although many people believe it is, because hey, Tamera Mowry is married to a staunch conservative who people believe that he's racist. But this shouldn't be a shocker, because you have a lot of black people who are in relationships with folk that have a negative or pejorative attitude towards blacks. And they definitely can be racist while sleeping with blacks.
If you're a racist, just say you're a racist. And I don't care if people lay down with black people or people of color and claim they're not racist. You can still be very much so racist and lay down with the opposite race and even procreate with them. And hence, here you have it. The comment itself speaks for itself.
The problem lies when it comes back toward the individual from the person. Like, let me just say this. You can always feel like it doesn't hurt you or that person isn't talking about you. They just mean everybody else until you get your Negro wake-up call and they're talking about you. And you know what? I've seen this since I've been living in Uganda. It's not uncommon that you hear stories about a white man or a white woman who is, with black people. They're in some kind of loving relationship with them, but they dislike blacks in general. I know an older guy who passed away. He was an older white guy. He's married to a black lady, and he hated Ugandan men, from what they tell me. And he basically didn't mind Ugandan women, but he hated black men. And he used to always have pejorative things to say. There was a big story in 2022 about this lady, Kelsey Nielsen. She was in this nonprofit called No White Saviors, which is crazy because she's white, but she was in No White Saviors. And she was disrespecting Ugandans. She was sleeping with Ugandan men. And basically, she stole the money. She was doing all of that while at the same time trying to stop white saviorism and white privilege in Uganda, but then abusing black Ugandan staff. She even got caught on tape beating up somebody black at a bar. She is now back living in Philadelphia, from what I understand. So this whole idea of people being racist and still dealing with black people is not uncommon. And then you have blacks that defend them like Tamera Mowry. And unfortunately, it's going to be all good until they give you your Negro wake-up call and then you get mad. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.